tasking.
Yeah, but then going back to the caveman example, this is something most people don't realize. Okay, why is the man traditionally the hunter out there and the woman around in the cave?
You talked about it when we were talking about Formula One. He's the one who has got more testosterone than estrogen, and vice versa. That's the only reason. He's tougher, bigger.
He has
physically.
more stamina,
Yeah.
can run faster, and endure more endurance, more physical strength, much so naturally better equipped to do the hunting.
Yeah.
So, and then the woman, because she doesn't do that role, she doesn't need to be as physically strong or have as much stamina. It's not needed then. Okay. So then her role was looking after the heath, doing the cooking. But this is a very, very important point. Not as many people realize this, make the connection, and also not many cultures actually put this in action. Okay. If you're a hunter, you go out hunting, okay, and then you bring her home, and what do? I mean, you can only eat what you've hunted. If you do not do skinning and preserve the meat, you don't get to don't get to make it last, do you? That means then you can only eat whatever you catch or you manage to kill. So you have to keep constantly going and doing it to the hunting. And boy, imagine if you had a bad hunting day or it becomes winter, you're stuffed. Yeah.
You're not stuffed, you're hungry.
Yeah, well, you're hungry.
Yeah,
But effectively
you're unstuffed.
Well, you know what I mean. So, or you can take time off from your hunting and do the skinning and the preserving yourself. But that means that time you're not able to hunt and bring in more. Then you've had to split your skill set into two. Okay, so neither of them you don't spend your whole time, and then see the more time you do something, the better you get at it. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Practice makes
Practice.
perfect.
Yeah. But if you split your time, then you're only going to be like mediocre or average.
So
at
what
best.
do?
You need a partner.
Exactly.
You need a partner. You don't need a second hunter. You don't need someone else to go hunting with you. What you need is someone there to do the skinning and preserving.
And cook it sometimes.
And cooking.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's a very important job. So then, without having to worry about that, you can spend your whole time doing your hunting. Okay, gather more, able to bring in more game, and you get better at it. And you only have to concentrate on your hunting. Don't have to worry about anything like that. That's why you don't need a second hunter. You need someone to do skinning and preserving.
Yep.
So how does that relate back to our modern life? Well, you need the provider, someone. So it would be someone that's naturally would bring in the most money, naturally, or so someone. And normally it's a man. Why? Because he's got more stamina. Okay, he can work longer hours. That enables him to work longer hours. That's why you see most professional top chefs are male, not female. Nothing to do with it's just because they can stand the long hours in the kitchen more. That's the main reason, even though on average women are better cooks than men. True? So he do that, and now this is something that's taught in Eastern cultures, especially Far Eastern cultures like Chinese, Japanese, and Korean. Men go out work. It's a woman's task to administer with all the administration, because women are better at administration. Yeah? And her job is to make the money he brings in stretch as far as she can, and to look after the money. And if she is even better, with more skill, she can grow the money. Expect it to grow.
It's funny you should say Far Eastern. When I came to Australia in the 70s,
Yeah.
I came from the Middle East. I
Yeah.
came from Lebanon, and in
Yeah.
Lebanon, my dad brought the money in. My dad looked after everything. My mum looked after the household.
Yeah, but not the money.
Not the money. But here, I was amazed by colleagues when I started working who would take their pay packet on the Thursday in a piece of paper, like a little envelope that they used to get all their money in.
Yeah.
Will go home and give it to their wife, and the wife will give them daily
Yeah, how
a
much to
dollar
spend.
or something you can spend for your own.
Yeah.
She looked after the whole household. And so it's not just Far Eastern or Eastern.
But it's not done that in Western society anymore.
Not anymore, but it used to be.
Used to be, but the thing is...
And there are still people that I know where the guy just earns goes into a joint account, and the wife looks after
Yeah.
it. And he's not allowed to touch it.
Yeah, that's why there has to be absolute trust
Yeah.
on both partners.
Of course, I mean-
He has to be able to trust her, not only that she'll manage it for the family and not just put it in her own separate pocket,
Yeah.
but she's capable of doing it.
Absolutely.
Has the skill. And what I say, grow it. Is more capable to grow it by investment. Now, how that translates back to caveman times is that she'll cut the meat that he's brought in.
And make it last.
Yeah, no. If she's more capable, take that out as bait and fish and bring up in more. If she is more capable.
Oh, okay.
Okay, makes sense.
Yes.
Grow it.
Yes.
So that's why traditionally in Far Eastern cultures, men are selected for the ability to bring in money, be a provider, and women are selected by how well they are, how good they are at managing money. See, so a good choice for a man is a good provider. Good choice for a wife is a woman that's frugal. She does not waste the money her husband brings in. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you understand? So that's what you have to select. If you expect your partner to be able to do a job, you have to select for it. Makes sense.
Just bring your CVs and we'll talk about it.
So, what can you do? Show me what can you bring to the table?
Yes.
No. I don't mean that you're a great singer and all that, or a champion swimmer. That's fine and well. That's for yourself. But how would that make our lives as a couple better? Unless she is doing it professionally.
How do you make marriage great again?
Yeah. Is people need to work as a team.
Yeah, always.
And this is people.
In unity, there's strength.